Spring break had just started, but for me it didn't feel like a vacation. I was a junior in high school, and it was the first spring break I would have to spend completely alone in our apartment. My grandmother, who I used to stay with every morning before school, had passed away a few months earlier. Since then, my parents both worked early shifts, leaving before sunrise, while I stayed home by myself. That week, the apartment felt different, too quiet. The kind of quiet where every small sound feels louder than it should. Our apartment wasn't big. When you opened the front door, you could see almost everything at once. The living room, the small dining area, the kitchen door, and the short hallway that led to my parents' bedroom and mine. We were on the third floor. The windows were old, with screens that barely opened. There weren't many places someone could hide. That's important. A few days into spring break, my mom started complaining about something strange. She kept saying that when she came home from work, the phone next to her bed, an old corded push-button phone, was off the hook. Not hanging crooked, not knocked over. The receiver was completely off the base. She accused me of using it. I told her I hadn't touched it, but she didn't believe me. She said the phone was always perfectly placed when she left in the morning, and there was no reason it should be off when she got home. This happened 3 days in a row. Then came the day that still messes with me. It was a Friday of spring break, and I got home earlier than usual. The sun was still up, but the apartment felt dim, like the light outside didn't quite reach inside. I unlocked the door and stepped in, and immediately heard 2 footsteps come from my parents' bedroom. Not creaks, not settling noises. They were clear and heavy. My stomach dropped. I froze for a half a second, then did the stupid thing and rushed down the hallway, calling out, thinking maybe my mom came home early. The bedroom was empty. The bed was untouched. The closet door was open like it always was. No one under the bed. There wasn't even room for a person to hide there with all the storage bins. Then I saw the phone. The receiver was on the floor. Not just dropped, but placed. The cord was stretched, pulled as far from the base as it could possibly go. I stood there staring at it, trying to make sense of how it could have ended up like that. Out of pure fear, I tried recreating it. I shook the table, I tipped the phone, I bumped into it from different angles. The receiver would fall back onto the table or land near it. Never once did it land the way I found it. The only way to recreate it was to physically stretch the cord, carefully place the receiver on the floor and hold it there. It couldn't have happened accidentally. My hands were shaking when I picked it up and placed it back on the base. The moment it clicked, the phone rang. I jumped so hard I almost dropped it. I answered.